What up? What up? What up, you guys? It's Blackwing 2040. Welcome back to the DC Animated Universe Marathon, where Tex and I go through the iconic and also some of our favorite episodes of the DC Animated Universe. Of course, we're still making way through Batman the Animated Series, and we got a great episode for you tonight because this episode starts off I could say iconic duo, the iconic friendship, if you would say, or nowadays iconic relationship. Well, then again, I wouldn't say the relationship is iconic, but it depends on who you ask. But we are going to be checking out Harley and Ivy, and this episode is particularly iconic because it gives Harley and Ivy's first time meeting each other. And of course, if you've seen Casablanca, you get the iconic quote, "This is the start of a beautiful friendship." So, Tex, how you feeling going into this episode?
I'm feeling pretty good. I've always actually liked the relationship between Harley and Ivy, regardless of if they're friends or,
Girlfriends.
romantic partners, whatever have you. I always think they usually have pretty good chemistry. So to see, like, I guess the first time ever before, for them to be on screen together and actually have something to say, I think it'll be pretty interesting.
And before we get started on this episode, have you watched the Harley Quinn series before, or you haven't
Yes.
started?
Yes. All the way
Okay.
through.
I've been. People keep recommending it to me, and I have yet to start watching it. I don't know why.
It is a very fun show with a surprisingly good narrative. My first time watching it, all the way to the second season, I really expected it to be more like kiddie. No, well, not kiddie, but like more like
Like
raunchy.
stupid.
Oh yeah, stupid humor, not too deep, not that good character work. I never pictured it would have actually been as good as it was. I do think it actually is a great show, and it is surprisingly good. And I think everybody has that same idea because nobody thought it was going to be as good as it was.
Yeah, because
So,
it's Harley Quinn. Like,
oh yeah, this is the best. I stand by it. It's like the best Harley work I've seen in a while because
hmm,
DC is very they're very it's hard for them to have a lockdown on Harley. They never know what they want her to be. Sometimes she's
they don't know what to do with her.
they
Basically.
don't they don't. But I think the Harley Quinn show knows exactly what it wants to do with Harley,
Hmm.
and it has a good time doing it. It never feels confusing. If she goes through an arc where she wants to be either leaning towards a hero or villain, she goes through it, but she doesn't step back on it. She evolves. It's fine. The show has a clear direction for her as a character, and it's like some of the best like Harley Quinn work. And she's more than just a gag. Because while I do like the Suicide Squad movie, Harley's great in it, but she's just doing Harley things. She's not really like, oh God, Harley, that's how you feel about it. No, she's just Harley. She's in the
I
back
feel
having
like
fun.
if it was Suicide Squad, the first one, I feel like it's just Harley in a bad movie. That's just basically the case.
Yeah. And the second movie is just, she's having a good time, but is she
Yeah.
really like she feels she doesn't feel as much as a character as I feel the Harley Quinn show does her. So I couldn't recommend it enough. If you really want a chance, like if you want to give the character of Harley Quinn a chance, I would recommend it greatly.
Okay. Well, with all that out of the way, let's get to this episode. Let's begin. Of course, we got that iconic intro. Who would have thought that a character like Harley Quinn, who was made for television, ended up being such a well-beloved character?
I mean, good on him. Like I would have never guessed. Not that many characters, even other characters who that's happened to, like X-23. X-23 is beloved. Don't get me wrong, but she's not
Mm-hmm.
Harley, man. Like Harley is
Oh no, 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 no.
like Harley is like she's the female Deadpool. Like if you go to Comic Con, a majority of like the
Everywhere
females are
you
Harley.
go, it's either
Exactly.
Deadpool or Harley Quinn.
Exactly. Like she's everywhere. And like I think it's even more impressive because she is a female character in a male-led industry.
Yep.
So and for even like guys like me to like latch on to Harley as a character, now I do wish DC had a clear plan with her, and at least in the comics. But regardless, like Harley really does it's amazing. I would have never expected a character like her to survive past like nowadays, characters like her, they probably wouldn't make it past their their show introduction. They would probably just never see him again.
Yep. That's a
So,
very interesting title card they would use.
Was it supposed to be like a mix of the green and red of their
Yeah, a
outfits?
mixture of Harley's costume and Ivy's costume. Oh, starting off with a Batmobile chase.
About a
Nice.
nickel for every time I've seen like him chasing a car and it's always Harley.
Or just doing a whatchamacallit, a quick wow. Lady just pulled her dog out the
Well,
way.
that dog has a strong neck. Hey, sure we're here. What do you think of Harley's original design?
Um, like the suit, like the original Jester
Yeah,
suit.
like the suit right here, that the
I
original.
love it. I miss. I'll be honest. I really miss it. I really miss it. I just
See, I love it. Like if it's a skin in the game, I'll use it. But it's also like I'm one of the people that's fine with her not wearing it anymore if she's not with the Joker. If your story still has her with the Joker, I think she should be wearing it.
uh-huh.
But if she's like with the Suicide Squad or even nowadays where she's kind of like an quote unquote honorary member of the Bat family, I think it makes a lot more sense she doesn't wear it. But the
Okay.
suit is great, you know.
It's funny because I was playing Lego Batman 3 like months ago, and I forgot that Harley's main default costume is her original suit, and her suicide look is a DLC look. So the fact I'm like, oh my gosh, it's classic Harley. It's like, where has the time gone since I've seen this design? It's just like I haven't seen it in so long. It's just I miss it.
Oh wow, look at I've always loved that gag with Joker. But no, I get you. Oh,
Whoa, he could
Jesus.
have taken her head out.
Yeah. You know, people are still arguing to this day that Joker and Harley is a positive relationship. I just don't
Oh,
see it. That I feel like this show just confirms it. Like this show alone, like you don't gotta put anything else in, but this show just kind of confirms their relationship was no. No.
yeah. It's a toxic relationship. I was watching one episode that was Harley focused. I think it was no, not Harley Quinnade, where she's kind of working with Batman, for instance, and the Joker hijacks the mayor's house and he holds him hostage. And so she leads Batman there, and of course Joker's pissed off. They're like, "Why did you bring him here? Because I have a bomb that's about to blow up the whole city." And then Batman's trying to play with Joker's perceptions by saying that Harley, if Joker's going to take you, who's going to protect the hyenas when the bomb goes off?
Uh, yeah. Oh, speaking of the hyenas, I love Bud and Lou. I
Oh my
truly do.
gosh.
I love them so much, and my first experience with them was definitely Crypto the Super
Crypto the
Dog.
super dog.
Yeah, I love Bud and Lou. Like I love them so much. Like and Injustice too. I played Harley like one time just for that old. I love those. I just love the idea of her having two pet hyenas. I don't know why. I wish we saw them more. Because in the Harley Quinn show, they're in the background. We barely see them.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I
Yeah,
will
this
say nobody's ever topped this voice actor. This is Tara Strong, right?
no, this is Arlene Sorkin, the original voice of Harley.
Oh, Arlene. Okay.
She was
Well,
great.
I'll say this. I've always liked her probably even more than Tara Strong's
Oh,
Harley.
trust me. I like Tara. Tara's been doing a great job as I just feel like no disrespect to Tara Strong, but I just feel like over the years, like once it got to like, oh gosh, they basically gave her the whatchamacallit, the jazz treatment from Fresh Prince. Duh. But as I was saying, I think when Arkham Knight came out, her Harley came off a little bit. I feel like it came off a little more whiny.
See, that might have been intentional just because I liked the Arkham Harley for a while. Like I liked the Asylum City. She was okay.
I loved her in City. Of course, that was when Tara first took over the role, and she did an
Yeah,
amazing job.
I think
And
Night Harley was just most of her lines are just about you killed Joker. I'm like, oh, God, Harley, that was so
it
2 months
was so
ago. Like I
long
don't
ago.
understand. It was so 2 months ago. Get over it. I mean, in my years, like, I was like, what's the time frame between City and Night? That was like 6 years ago for me. I don't care anymore. I'm glad that clown dead. He's still in my head talking.
Imagine if they did have Catwoman appear in this episode. Might as well just call the episode Gotham City Sirens.
When they supposed to get a movie a while back.
Don't remind me or even get me
Oh
started
man.
with the whole announcing projects from DC. I don't even want to talk about that anymore.
Hope that rumor about Margot Robbie isn't true. That she doesn't want like Catwoman or Poison Ivy in a film with Harley.
She doesn't
I
really.
think that was a rumor going around that she doesn't. Dang, Ivy, you saw how fast she was. She
Ivy
was
was
booking it.
booking it.
Oh, it's like she like Tom from Tom and Jerry, like full speed.
For
Jesus
real.
Christ. Oh my God. But yeah, there was like this rumor going around that she didn't want to do Gotham City Sirens. She didn't want to share the spotlight because in the Birds of Prey movie, Harley's basically like the centerpiece.
Yep.
And the Gotham City Sirens, I guess it was like no, they were gonna all share it equally, all three of them. Which of course, all three of Batman's top female, well, not calling Talia, but they're all great characters in their own right.
Yep.
Ivy,
And
you are horrible at this. Wow, you were really about to just run out to the police, huh? Like I don't.
Poison Okie. Only Harley would say something like that.
What's that accent that Harley always has? Is it like that Brooklyn
I
accent?
think it's either a Brooklyn accent or a Jersey accent.
I think it's so funny because on most like versions of her, didn't she grow up in Gotham?
Yep.
That just makes it
But you
funnier.
know what's funny? Because I looked up on the DC on the map just to see where Gotham is in the DC universe on the United States map. It turns out Gotham's in Jersey. So
Gotham's that close to. Oh, well, I mean,
you want to know where
Metropolis.
Metropolis is?
Where?
New York.
Okay, that's
They're right. Both cities are like right across the river from each other, which
so.
is obvious.
See, DC. Dang, that was. I mean, that wouldn't work. But good on you, Harley, for being like very intuitive. I hate the idea of Metropolis and Gotham. So I came. So that telling me I don't need to blame Snyder for that. That was just a problem without him. I hate the idea of the two cities being that close. I'm sorry. That just that's it's too many questions. It's too many questions, bro. Like
That's like how
Scarecrow is burning this city to the fucking ground, man. Clark, get over here. What are you doing? Not my city. Not my city.
That's like how Central City and Keystone are like a bridge city or just like a bridge between each other.
Yeah, I really do like the main A tier heroes like Flashes, your Green Lanterns, your Wonder Womans, your Superman. All of them. I love the idea of them being more separated. I kind of hate like if they're close together. It just. I guess I'm supposed to just ignore it because Marvel
it
has
works
done that
with
for
Marvel.
years.
I mean, because everybody's in New York, it works.
See, my problem with Marvel is sometimes they'll punish other characters because they don't want to like talk about why certain characters aren't here. Like I hate when Emma Frost was giving Captain Marvel that speech. It was like we're the Avengers helping the X-Men. We would help, but the editors don't want us interfering with X-Men stories, so we have to make up some BS excuse.
Yep.
Thank you, Ivy. Why do you put up with Joker, man?
Are you sure about that?
Sure he does.
Ooh.
That's funny. That's clever. That's funny.
Wow.
I like that.
Just wow.
At least Ivy isn't being like a dick about it. She's actually
No, she's
like
being truthful here.
she's being honest. I got to give her props for that.
Wow.
Gentleman's Club, Jesus.
She's walking right in the middle of what is this, a police conference?
What kind of that's all okay. Poison Ivy. People know Poison Ivy. If y'all don't know, y'all deserve whatever happened to y'all.
Uh-oh.
That feels like a joke for the adults. I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
I just call Harley just mess around.
I know those pods are meant to explode. Yep.
Oh, I thought they were whoopee cushions at first. Okay.
Nah.
That is true.
Who would have thought these two would make a fine duo?
I actually do love them as a duo.
Yeah.
Like I've got kind of reservations about them as a couple. I don't mind either of them being, homosexual.
I don't really care, to be honest. I mean,
We don't care either way.
whatever works, works.
But I just love them as a pair. Like they can be a couple, they can be friends, they can be whatever they want. I don't know. They're just a really. I kind of wish more series did more with them. Because for example, the Batman, I don't think the Batman ever had Harley and Ivy together.
No, they didn't.
But that Ivy was like a teenager anyway, so maybe that's why.
Plus, that would have been weird.
Yeah.
Queens of Crime.
I ironically like Harley more. Oh, is this the first time we've seen her like out of costume, right?
Yeah.
This was the awakening for many young boys.
If we're not including whatchamacallit, her disguise, whatchamacallit.
That's right. That's right.
Oh boy.
Okay. No, that's okay. You have to force that to work. I don't why, but you.
Uh-oh.
Thank you.
Ivy, get it through her head. Oh, this part was hilarious. And she's not around. They snapped at me.
I'm about to say you ain't fed them. I don't. Yeah.
Gee, I guess you haven't read the papers, huh?
I think the Harley Quinn show actually made a joke about this, where one of the guys is talking and they give him a newspaper. It's like, yeah, bad news.
I feel like Joker always screams of terror anytime somebody outdoes him in something.
Especially if it's somebody who used to be under him. I can see why.
Yes.
That's why I was always kind of like the Harley Joker, like the modern day take on their relationship, as in like they're rivals or not really. They don't like,
Yep.
It's like animosity between them now. It's like, yeah, you were a waste of time. Yeah, so are you.
Oof. Look, I'll give Ivy credit. She really is trying to save her from being, Joker's punching bag over and over again.
That Beavis and Butthead? They look like Beavis and Butthead.
They look like Beavis and Butthead. That dude with the brown hair, I feel like he was in the Christmas with the Joker episode. He was that dude that gave that the lady that dropped her package. Oh my gosh.
Oh, well, she actually blew it out. I thought it was a fake out. My lord. Okay.
No.
Well, she gave him time to get out.
Tow
to the
truck.
scrapyard. I was just thinking, it's been a minute since we've seen the big.
He hasn't appeared practically almost the entire episode.
And it's still a good episode. That's how you know.
Yep. Back in the Batcave. Of course, Alfred. I always find the detective portions to be very interesting. I don't know, Tex. I don't know if you've been noticing. You see how different the animation looks here from back in the early moments of the season. I mean, of the show.
I think so.
Yeah, you see how it looks more. What's the word I'm looking for? Animaniacs / like Tiny Toons looking.
I can definitely see it on Harley. How'd you get the number?
And he's tracking her. That tone where you said, "Where are you?" And I'm feeling something tells me like you think you would be mad at Harley, especially heck, even at Ivy for some reason when they were just playing poker with each other for like what a number of episodes ago.
Maybe that's the problem. Land negotiate. Orlando, let's see. Oh, Bruce, don't
Oh,
fall for
come
that.
on.
Every time you meet Ivy, she throws some coin at you,
She
and you
always
just
catches him off guard. Why?
well, the mask was kind of pointless in hindsight, now wasn't it? It didn't really
Imagine
fix the problem.
imagine if that gas mask was like basically used as like a gimmick to sell toys.
I would not be surprised if it were. It looks like it. Yeah, it looks like a helmet piece for a toy. You
Oh,
guys really
whoa.
caught him and changed. Respect to that. Okay, so that was kind of pointless. I wonder if it'll ever come back. They kind of just took it off.
He's true. He's right though.
Gotta get
O-
okay, Ivy.
Okay, how
Jesus, the
much
hair
hair
animations.
flipping does she got to do?
And I know they put out of the budget on that. I tell you that, like Jesus. I mean, you're in the. Why wouldn't you leave the lights on? You know, it's you only went to the backyard.
I hope. Uh-oh.
Yes, that's right. This is before Ivy got her power, so she pretty much is just a woman at the moment against like three guys.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm feeling kind of.
Sick. He told him to hold it in. Like, give me the goods. Of course, he's able
Thank
to
you,
escape.
Zatara.
Yeah, I was about to say, thank you, Zatara.
Oh man. Yeah, you might want to get yourself checked at the doctor after you swimming in that, man.
For real.
Is it a bomb?
Oh, zip it.
Oh, that is not like.
Oh,
Oh,
ooh, wow. He freaking gassed her for real. Oh, comeback. Impressive. That is very impressive. Get him. I find that very, very hilarious. To the fact that a character, of course, it makes sense with her being Poison Ivy and Joker having a poisonous Joker laughing, inducing, squirting flower. You would think it would actually have effects on Ivy, but surprisingly enough, it doesn't. That is clever. That is really clever.
oh, there it goes.
It's always the Tommy gun in the show. Always.
That was a good jump, Bruce.
Seriously, don't those things ever run out of bullets?
Not if you shooting it right.
Uh-oh. Idiot.
Oh. Oh, for a second, I got flashbacks to the Mask of the Phantasm, like explosions. The
Oh,
Joker
yeah.
there.
With Joker, always expect explosions. And Bruce told him, stop shooting, you lunatic. We're on top of a powder keg.
Oops. Like this whole 30 seconds where it's been Batman versus Joker, I legit forgot it was a Harley Ivy episode.
Yep. Auto drive. You just had that parking in their garage. Uh-oh. Oh, nice
Of
shot,
course, it's
Montoya. Nice
it's
shot.
Montoya. Yeah. See, it's positive girl power on both sides, good and evil.
Yep.
There you go.
Hero and villains. Wow.
Oh, brother.
Stop it, Harley. Oh boy. She's hopeless sometimes.
God, she's way too innocent to be to
I
be
don't even
evil
call
too.
her innocent. I feel like
Well, I guess
gullible.
naive. I don't know.
Yeah,
Gullible. That's the
naive.
word.
There we
There
go.
you go.
That's the word
Either
for it.
way, yeah.
Naive.
Jesus.
I'm just like,
We can still
Harley,
make it work.
come
No.
on. Just stop. Just cut it out. Cut it out. But yep, Harley and Ivy. So what'd you think, Tex?
I thought it was a fun time. It almost feels like it's retroactively becomes a bit more of an iconic episode only for the fact that it launched such a big duo for DC. So I really enjoyed it. Um Honestly, I would have been okay if it had a bit less Batman and Joker in it. I feel like they were kind of dragging. I get why Batman and Joker had to be in it. Joker's the big money seller villain, and Batman it's his show. But when it was just them, it was still just an equally good show.
It was a good time, like you said. The episode was a good time. Batman took a back seat in this episode. It's just like he only appeared in the episode I could say for like what 5 minutes.
Yeah, it was just to clean things up because his one in the opening was kind of just like, yeah, next
They were
time,
like,
clown. I was like, okay. Yeah, actually, I liked it. I liked it. It was good.
yeah, I like it. It was really great. Of course, I feel like I said, the series has really set the tone for Batman going forward. It's just it started. This is where the Harley and Ivy train began, and it's stuck like that since then. It's just what else do you want?
I
It was
feel that.
great. But anyway, I enjoyed it. Looking forward to what else this series has to offer. So before we go, Tex, where can everybody find you?
So, guys, you can find me at the Detective on YouTube and Twitter.
And as always, guys, you can follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch at Blackwing2040. And as always, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe, and click that bell to be notified whenever I go live or whenever a new video goes up. And as always, I am Vengeance, I am Darkness, I am Blackwing.